Today I am recording the video and today's topic is Azure DevOps. Azure DevOps Server, formerly Team Foundation Server and Visual Studio Team System, is a Microsoft product that provides a version control either with the Team Foundation version control or Git, reporting, requirements management, project management for both Agile software development and waterfall teams, automated builds, testing and release management capabilities. It covers the entire application lifecycle and enables DevOps capabilities. Azure DevOps can be used as a backend to numerous integrated development environment but is tailored for Microsoft Visual Studio and Eclipse on all platforms. On premises versus online. Azure DevOps is available in two different forms, on premises and online. The latter forms is called Azure DevOps Services, formerly Visual Studio Online before it was renamed to Visual Studio Team Services in 2015. The cloud services is backend by the Microsoft Azure cloud platform. It uses the same code as the on-premises version of Azure DevOps with minor modification and implements the most recent features. A user signs in using a Microsoft account to set up an environment, creating a project and adding team members. New features developed in short development cycle are added to the cloud version first. These features migrate to the on-premises version is updated at approximately 3 months intervals. Architecture. Server architecture. Azure DevOps is built on multi-tier scalable architecture. The primary structure consists of an application tier responsible for processing logic and maintaining the web application portal. Azure DevOps is built using Windows Communication Foundation web services. This may be consumed by any client, although the client object model is recommended. The data tier and application tier can exist on the same machine. To support scalable, the application tier can be load balanced and the data tier can be clustered. If using Microsoft SQL Server 2012 or later, always on SQL Server failover cluster and availability groups are supported, which allows for geographic replication of data. The primary container is the project collection. A project collection is a data that contains a group of team projects. The project collection is another scalability mechanism in that each collection can be placed on different SQL servers or SQL Server instances. OE configuration database per Azure DevOps instance stores project collection metadata. Data from the project collection database is aggregated into the warehouse database, which denormalize the data in preparation for loading into an analysis services cube. The warehouse and the cube allow complex trend reporting and data analysis. Azure DevOps can integrate with an existing SharePoint farm. SQL Server reporting services are supported for more advanced reporting against the data warehouse or the analysis services data queue. These installations can be on the same system or on different system. Build server, lab management servers, release management servers and proxy servers to reduce some of the load on the application tier. Test machine and load test machine can also be added to the infrastructure. To support team requiring enterprise project scheduling. Azure DevOps also integrate with Microsoft Project Server, which allow enterprise level portfolio management, resources management, and project tracking. Extensibility. Microsoft provides two standalone redistributed APIs for connecting to Azure DevOps. One is the Java SDK, the other is the .NET Framework SDK. This API allows for client connectivity to Azure DevOps because Azure DevOps is written on a service-oriented architecture. It can be communicate with virtually and tool that can be called a web service. Another extensible mechanism is subscribing to system alert. For example, alert that a work item was changed or build completed. There are approximately 20 pre-configured alerts, and teams can configure as many additional alerts as needed. When used in an extensible scenario, these alerts can be sent to a web service, triggering action to alert or update work item, such as implementing advanced business rules or generating work items programmatically based on given scenario. The data warehouse can also be extended through the creation of customer data warehouse adapters. With the introduction of TFS 2012, custom add-ins can also be created for Team Web Access, called Web Access Extensions. Clients. Azure DevOps support Visual Studio 2010 and later, Microsoft Test Manager 2012 and 2013, Eclipse, older version of Visual Studio, and other environments can be plugged into Azure DevOps using the Microsoft source code control integration providers. These tools provide full access to the feature in Azure DevOps. Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Project are also supported to help manage work items, which allow for bulk update, bulk entry, and bulk export of work items. Microsoft Project can be used to schedule work when conforming to a waterfall software development methodology. Both Excel and Project support bidirectional updates of data. This allows, for example, project managers to put a schedule in project, have that work imported into Azure DevOps, where developers update the work and then the schedule can be updated without the project manager having to perform extra work. With the Team Foundation Server 2012, Microsoft PowerPoint was also integrated with Azure DevOps to enable rapid storyboard development to help with the requirements management process. The integration provides extensible storyboard shapes that can be used to build any type of interface mockup that can then be animated with PowerPoint's built-in function. These storyboards can then be linked to work item. In an effort to handle the growing geographic dispersions of teams and to involve stakeholders earlier and more often in the process, Microsoft added the feedback client. This tool allows users to exercise an application, annotate what they are seeing with audio and video, capture screens, and provide contextual feedback to the development team. This provides specific feedback on the function of an application from a user perspective without requiring meeting and demonstration sessions. Azure DevOps also provide for command line tools for both Unix and Windows environments. The power tools for TFS include a Windows shell integration that allows users to check files in and out, add files, and perform other basic tasks by right clicking on a file or folder. Thank you.